Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the 49er Faithful UK show live. Tonight is probably one of my most favourite shows. Tonight I get to break the news about the watch party. Joining me tonight will be Nadgy and Lee. He'll be here in just a second. Have a listen to Gathering of Strangers.
But you never know that you could. And when you feel that way, ain't it good, good dancing in the red and gold. Dancing in the red and gold.
Right guys, it's the show that you've all been waiting for. But before we get into that, let's say hello to Nadgy and Lee.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Nadgy, do you hate this show as much as everybody that's listening does? Because
Yeah,
you know what I'm going to do, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I do. I am fully aware what you're going to do. But please, do it.
Right. So we finally getting to the point where we can give some details. All right? It's some details. Now, I'm going to caveat this by saying the 49ers have told us it's not 100%, but it's 99.9%. And they are happy for us to socialise the date and the venue. So that's what we can socialise tonight. What I can tell you, for all of you who actually listened to the podcast, watched the premiere last night of the video version of the podcast, obviously I showed Nadgy and Gareth a couple of names in the private chat. Those names have actually changed.
Of course.
This is how much this moves. It's fluid all the time. So I'll give you a little bit of background. We did have an alumni lined up. Unfortunately, that alumni was double booked, so they've pulled out. We then had two names, and at the time, we thought it was either or. So we thought at least one of them was going to be nailed on. It didn't quite work out that way. So I've got a list of 5 names. 5 names that have been approached. I'm not going to give them away because obviously it's up to the 49ers to announce that. But I will do a similar thing to what I did on the podcast. I'm going to drop these 5 names into the private chat a little bit later, so that Nadgy can have a reaction to that, a live reaction. What I will tell you, I'm going to go through positions, all right? So just to give, I'm saying it's giving a hint, it could be anybody, but I'm going to tell you the positions, okay? So we have a linebacker, we have a safety, we have a defensive lineman, we have a wide receiver, and we have a running back as well.
Okay. Running back last year.
5 different positions. So
Okay.
technically, if one of these does say, yes, I'm coming, we could have our very first defensive player alumni turn up to a watch party.
Very true, very true. That would be good, actually, because we're on 3-0, aren't we? We're
Yeah, we
Nanny,
are.
Steady,
We've all
and
been
Franco.
defensive players, and it only just occurred to me when these names came through, and I started thinking about who we'd already had. I thought, you know what, that makes a pleasant surprise, that having a defensive player, because I defense is what I love. Trace, you're having a laugh, aren't you? No, I can rule that one out now, guys. It's not Trace.
It's not Trey Sermon. Might not be my breeder
It might
either.
be Jimmy Ward, but it's not Trace Sermon.
It's not going to be Jimmy Ward. This is probably in jail somewhere.
Well, just wait for Natty's reaction later when I put this in the chat. Anyway, I will get round to breaking bits of the news as we go along this show. I'm not even going to be shy about it. The reason I do it is so we can get the watch hours behind us here, because that helps us, because it allows us to remain monetized. Not that we've been able to get any money out of YouTube whatsoever, because you have to make a certain amount before you actually get paid it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to be completely transparent. At the
You're not
moment,
supposed
in
to.
our bank, we've got £37.50. And that's over 2 years. That has
That's
been
amazing,
done.
though.
So
It's
these are
better
the
than
super chats.
better than
And the way
zero.
YouTube work, YouTube take a absolutely horrendously large portion of the money that comes through. And you can't draw that money until you have it. It's either £60 or £65 in the pot. So we only just over halfway through, but eventually we will hope that
We'll get
it
there.
actually helps towards the upkeep of StreamYard, Podbean, that type of thing. So
Yep.
I've
Yep,
given
yep.
you the positions of the players, and I think we'll move on to tonight's show, and I will keep on dotting about giving you hints, because I know you're all just as eager as I was to hear the news, and I don't want to keep you any longer than at least 60 minutes. Like I said, it's
55
all about watch hours,
55
baby.
minutes.
It's all about watch hours.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it
think
is.
you're gonna. I think you're gonna be happy. I mean, you're not going to get all 5 names, but if any one of these players turns up, I think you'll be happy. I think there's 2 in particular that's going to pique everybody's interest. I think they'll go down really, really well. So it'll be interesting to see who it is. Once that is announced. But yeah, so what I want to talk about tonight, Nadgy, obviously week 2's in the books. I
Prediction
thought,
league. That's what I'm here for, right? That's
Yeah,
what
I mean-
we're all here for, right?
the prediction league. What I want to talk about is actually our rivals. I want to talk about the Seahawks, I want to talk about the Rams, and I want to talk about the Cardinals.
Okay.
Because at the moment, I mean, ourselves, the Rams and the Cardinals are all 2-0.
Pretty tight. Yeah, pretty tight.
So yeah, we've started quite tight. Did you expect us to start this tight with our divisional rivals? Do you expect us to finish tight with our divisional rivals?
Started, I mean, yes and no, because obviously we played the Seahawks week 1, so that was always going to be one either way, right? But considering like, the schedule we have is also their schedule, I was expecting the NFC West to finish, and I am expecting the NFC West to finish with a fairly high number of wins. I would say it wouldn't surprise me if we're all at 9+ by the end of the year. You know, like beating each other kind of thing, and then beating everybody else. So I think it's going to be close. I think every single division game is going to be extremely important this year, more than it has been, just purely because we play the Titans, and we're going to have to play all these teams that are not very good, and we should hopefully beat them, right? So, we don't say that name. We don't say that name anymore.
That
But
man
yeah,
has a family.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't anymore after what he's pulled. But yeah, I expect the NFC West to be one of the most contended division, and hopefully we can win early and put a few games between us. So if we do eat a couple of banana skins on the road away and have a few games that are a bit iffy, it doesn't impact us in the division as much. So I think week 3 is massive. 2-0 teams. So yeah, I'm expecting it to be close.
Which teams out of the Rams and the Cardinals worries you the most?
Surprisingly, the Cardinals are actually, I think, a lot more dangerous than anybody else. I think the Rams are just going to be a good team, well coached. We know that's what they do. I just think they will lack the talent, especially as the season progresses. Stafford's going to get more tired and more injured, and it's not going to take much for him to take a step back. And I just don't think they have the depth to have a full season of full strength, winning games the way they are winning games. And it was a bit close for a while against the Titans, and then Titans are just not very good at all. So they managed to pull away in the end. But the Cardinals have this high ceiling. Like, if everything clicks right, and if they're in a good day, they're going to be extremely difficult to stop, I think. I feel like Kyler Murray, when he's locked in, because the new Call of Duty isn't out yet, then we might have problems.
No, it's coming out in November though. It's coming out.
It is coming out in November, but we are playing them this Sunday, so that's
Yeah.
a problem. Yeah, I just feel they also have upgraded their defense pretty well, I think, over the past years, and I think it's starting to pay off. Because I think we've talked about it in a year, last year and the year before, that they actually have actively trying to stop what we do. It feels like anyway. So I think that's coming to fruition slowly, and I really like their wide receiver group. I think Michael Wilson and Thingy, I thought his name eludes me, are very good. I think James Conner always has a good game against us for some reason. So yeah, I think the Seahawks might not be that much of a problem, but I think the Cardinals might end up being neck and neck with us all the way until we beat them towards the end to just hedge them, hopefully. What do you
So
think?
I've got to say, out of the three teams, I actually think the Seahawks has got the better defense. I think they've got a better defense than the Cardinals or the Rams. I think their weakness is offense. I don't think they're very good. Sam Darnold, we know what Sam Darnold can do. He can play well at times, but then he can also have some horrendous throws in him. So I'm not worried about Seattle from that aspect because
Yeah, that's why
I
it's
think
same.
we can outscore them.
Yeah, the same.
That's
I
the
agree.
thing. I think we can outscore them. The Cardinals do worry me purely because Kyler Murray's a mobile quarterback. I don't know if it's just in our psyche now to think that we're not good at stopping mobile quarterbacks, even though we know we've done it. And we've done it quite well over the last couple of seasons. I think we're still so scarred about by the Russell Wilson years.
Russell
That's
Wilson,
what it is.
Yeah.
He's absolutely scarred us.
Yeah.
So the Cardinals worry me because I think they've got a good wide receiver core.
Yeah.
But again, Kyler Murray can be hit and miss. He can have some excellent games. He can have some really poor games. He's Mr. Pyrex. He's made of glass. He picks up injuries quite easily because he's a small lad, isn't he? It's Rufio. Whereas the Rams, I think the Rams are built very well, very even. I'm going to say the Rams are built very even. I think they picked up a good defensive player on the line. I think they are in rebuild mode, but I don't think they're too far away. Obviously, they won the division last year, so you can't discount them. No. But yeah, I think the Cardinals, out of the three of them, the Cardinals worry me. And I don't know why. I just think it's because they had our number for so long. It took us so long to actually get that win. I mean, we're on a streak now. But it did take us that long to get the win. So I think, again, it's like a psyche thing. I think we kind of scarred from that. But to be honest, I think we'll win the division. I think we're by far the strongest roster in the NFC West. I think we've got a very favourable schedule. I know you're saying the others do too, but you have to remember the Rams are going to be playing the winners of, who was it? The NFC, who we're going up against this year where we playing the bottom team. It was the NFC South, wasn't it? That's why we ended up playing the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, they have to play the winners from that season. Mind you, I think that was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we play them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pisses on my bonfire a little bit, blows that one out of the water. But yeah, as far as our rivals are concerned, I think we'll be okay this season. I think last season was a down season. Everybody knows it. I'm worried about the Cardinals. Not so much the Rams, even though I think Sean McVay is a decent head coach. The Seahawks, I think they're 2-3 seasons away from competing again for the
I think they're
title.
I think they're way further away than that because this is just. I have a feeling that none of what they're doing is going to work, and they're going to reset again and lose another 2 or 3 years. I just don't see them building on what they've got. Unfortunately, I don't think Sam Darnold is a good building block. So unless they draft really,
necessarily a building block, I think he's in there to give a bit experience. What did you call the quarterback they took in the draft?
Who did they get? Oh yeah, I was surprised when I saw his name, and I can't remember now. The guy from Alabama, right?
It slipped me by, but I remember they took a quarterback, and I thought, you know what, he'll probably sit for a year or two behind Sam Darnold, learn as much as possible. They won't rush him into anything, because I mean, coming into the NFC West, you don't want a rookie starting if possible. I know Brock's the other side of the coin to that argument, but
Yeah.
he did sit for what was it 10 games before he actually started a game, and he came in with Milrow. That's it. He came in with
Yeah.
very little expectations at all. So I think as far as Brock was concerned, it was a no-lose situation. Whereas for Milrow, there's going to be a lot of expectation there, regardless of what round they took him in. There's going to be expectation.
Yeah, I just don't think. So, I mean, we've got the perfect example, right? Because of what Mac Jones was about to do in New Orleans. He was much of a downgrade after Mike Jones at Alabama, and he just is. I don't think he's as good or NFL ready as any of those Alabama quarterback have been. And I don't think it'll translate very well, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't see the Seahawks building up all that much, and the way I think that there is that thing, and we've talked about it as well, the way they've been treating their player and their star player, the way they got rid of almost the entirety of the Legion of Boom, and then DK, and then Tyler Lockett, and then Geno Smith. I'm not sure people are eager or very eager to go up there in the Northwest and play for that team. I feel they've lost a bit of that passion and identity that they had when Russell Wilson was there, and they managed to build that team and obviously win a Super Bowl. I think they've kind of lost that bit of aura that I think went mostly through Pete Carroll. So yeah, I'm not worried about them for the foreseeable future. I think the Rams, as long as Sean McVay is there, they're going to be one of those teams that's well coached and gets you 8 or 9 wins, no matter who they have. A little bit like the Steelers have been able to do. I think good coaching does that to a team. Whether they have the talent to win a division, I think on a bad year like we had last year, absolutely. But on the schedule like this year, and hopefully the way we play and the way our backup has stepped up, I just don't see him being a problem. I'm not saying they're not going to win again against us, especially in our place, second place, I guess. Like we could easily drop a game because it's divisional, isn't it? But yeah, I just feel like the Cardinals have had a little bit more of a building years, and it's kind of showing a little bit. I mean, they've scored 20 plus points in 2 games. All those 2 games were close. They weren't really. They was kind of almost finished by the half, and then they let the team kind of come back. So yeah, I think that's where we are. Ultimately, and I think that's been the case for a few years now, we are our worst enemies. If we can't stay healthy, and if we keep shooting ourselves in the foot by playing subpar and allow a team to stick around games and making them closer than they should be, which is pretty much every loss that we've had in the past, since Brock's joined the team, right? Apart from a couple of games here and there, and having the Moody experience and losing games because of that kind of stuff. I feel like if we can surpass that, and we have shown this year that we can, I think we'll be just fine. I think we will be just fine. This is where we are.
Yeah,
I think
agreed.
this is where the division are. I feel like.
Do you think winning the division will come down to the divisional games this year, or do you think it'll come down to
Yeah.
the other games?
Yeah, I
It's gonna be
think.
the head-to-head.
Yeah, I think so. I think because of the strength of schedule that we have, and unless some of the teams that like the Titans figure themselves out and become much better down the line when we play them later, which I don't think it will. I think that's going to average itself out, all of us playing those teams. And then what's going to be the decider is, the head-to-head and all that kind of stuff. So we're one up. We beat the Seahawks. Oh, hello, Richard.
Thank you very much, Richard. That's
Thank you
much
very much
appreciated.
indeed.
Do I take bribes? No, I don't, mate. Nobody can bribe me, honestly.
No, the only thing you might bribe him with is a good prediction on Sunday. If you have one of them, you might take it, but that's about it.
It's debatable whether or not it'd be a good prediction. If I'm honest.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that's where we are. I think the head-to-head If we can come up on top of that, if we can go, 3-2, 4-2 in the division, be in the positive side, I think that'll be a huge win. And I think we will have to at least win to sweep somebody and then win one time against the other team. So yeah, if we can go 4-2, I think that would be great, and will probably put us in a good position. Because again, I think the Rams and Seahawks are gonna drop one each and etc. all around. Hopefully, the Cardinals don't sweep everyone, and then we have to beat them twice to be on top. So yeah, we'll see.
I think the thing with our rivals are, I truly believe each one of those teams are only one injury away from having a bad season, whereas it would take a good 3 or 4 injuries for us to have a bad season.
That's true. That's very true.
Now that we've seen what we've got in Mac Jones, I think it would take 2 or 3 or 4 bad injuries for us to have a bad season.
I still think, and I wasn't there on Monday to do the review of an excellent review
over the Big Mac.
To gush about the Big Mac. I thought you played well, but I still think most of our offense goes through CMC, and what CMC does, even if he doesn't get the ball, that JJ touchdown was kind of almost all thanks to CMC confusing a couple of linebackers and leaving the middle of the field wide open. So if we lose him, and I think last year showed it, maybe we would take a step back. But I think that's probably the only name. Clearly, Mike Jones can operate the offense at a fairly high level. Definitely, not as high level as Brock can do. I think the floor is about the same. But I think Brock's got much higher ceiling than what Mike Jones can give us, and all the extra stuff Brock can do. The extra added spice there. I don't think Mike Jones ever had in his game. Or
Brock's got that swag about him now, and you saw that in the Build series. Did you watch that? The Build?
I did watch a little bit of it on YouTube.
Yeah, he's got this confidence about him, this swag. I think that there's a difference there. Whereas Mac Jones kind of, when he came out of college, when he was drafted, kind of had a little bit of arrogance about him, and the type of arrogance that what's his face, Johnny Manziel had when he came out of college, and it doesn't quite sit right with players. I don't think if you can back it up, you can get away with it. But I don't think Johnny Manziel didn't back it up, and Mac Jones largely hasn't backed it up. He has had some good games, but not too many. So, Neil, can we have the decades of the players double-decker Palmo and me?
Oh, so is it? We're at 22.
You can't bribe us. Who's that?
Can't bribe us. We're at 22 minutes in.
Might do it.
So, Palmo might actually do it.
So I'm going to give a hint. So I'm not going to give the decades of the players, but I will tell you all 5 of these players are former Super Bowl era players.
Oh, that's a good hint. Yeah, okay. Do you want to give me the names in the chat so I can have a look, or like half of the name?
Did you realise what I've just said though?
Yeah.
Do you know what that narrows it down to?
It does narrow it down quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah. Anybody that's played for the 49ers since 1967.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to put the names in the private chat. I'm going to make sure this is the private chat. I'll get shot otherwise.
Oh yeah,
let me put these in here.
Once he does that,
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do them one by one, Nadgy.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
do them
good.
One by one.
Once you do that, I'm just going to say thank you to everybody that's tuned in. I know you're all excited to wait for this news. 42 people online watching. Is this a record? It might be. I'm not sure.
I think at one point we had 98 people on. I think it was either last year's watch party
or
the year before.
Right. Okay.
So we had quite a few. So he's the first name.
Is the first
in the hat to be the alumni, if we have one.
Right? Just put it in our chat.
If we have one.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's have a look at Nadgy's reaction to this one then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very popular player during his time at the 49ers.
That's good. Oh,
yeah.
God, that's good.
He would have been a great candidate for most underappreciated players.
I was gonna say. It's hard not to give too many hints, right? But
it is.
Yeah, one of those guys that maybe has flown a little bit under the radar.
Yeah,
Um,
which is surprising because he always put in really good games. It's
mm,
very rare you heard anything negative said about him.
mm. One of those guys that we like. One of those guys that we like. Kind of
Yeah,
fit. I think he would fit right in this day and age, right? With the way he played and the way
yeah,
he conducted
yeah.
himself. Cool. Yeah. I wanted. I know you guys touched on it a little bit, and we're not supposed to talk about it all too much, but what did you think of our special team play on Sunday? And
Well, I
I
thought it was
know
hilarious
the
that we missed the extra point.
extra point. I'm the first to be really annoyed by it because I would have had an extra 3 points. I did not miss it. I would have bet bang on 27. So very annoyed at Eddie Pinheiro, but it was more obviously the rest of the kick were pretty bang on and right down the middle. Fairly confident um, at the way he kicked and the way downside. But I was thinking more the kicking. The kicking I think was a bit, kickoffs was a bit iffy. I still think that that's not good enough. Although it is very young, this new kickoff, and we're not quite sure what is actually the most effective. But the punt returning, it's still we so I don't know if you remember, but we've specifically hired a coach that we went and got from the Panthers, was it? And
No,
we
from
got
the Jets.
from the Jets.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, from the Jets. That's right. And then we got a new long snapper that I'm guessing he brought in. We got a new kicker, a new punter. We rejigged a lot of things. I think a lot of people lost their job because of that. And then there's a lot of people that we kept on the roster, like Curtis Robinson, which is a name that I see popping up every now and then. Uh, Specifically to play special team. And I haven't seen any real improvement, especially in our return game. Our kickoff returns are still as abysmal as it has been. There's not been any electricity in the air when that's happening, and the punt is the same. I'm not sure if it's Sky Moore, and I know Gerendo returned one, which is just returned one. Um, so it still feels like that we're looking for an answer. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, are we looking for an answer or are we just waiting for it to bed in? Because it's still early doors. It's still early doors. And I think some of the players we did get rid of on special teams was purely down to cost as well. I think we tried to get a little bit cheaper as well as better. Somebody that fits the way that Boyer likes the team to play. I think that's what we did in that respect. Like I said, I mean, I thought it was hilarious that we missed the extra point, but after that, Pinheiro was solid. Moody is gone. Yeah, you're
That
right.
was a good thing. That was definitely
Completely
a good
agree
thing.
there. But funny enough, I mean, while I was watching the build, Moody nailed that 59-yarder against Las Vegas. So we do know what he can do. He's young. He's gone through a bad patch. He might end up balling out for the Bears. Let's hope he doesn't
If he
do
plays,
it
yeah.
while we play them later on in the Christmas period. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to stick another name in here for you now.
Okay. New name. Yeah, so thank you so much
this
for joining,
guy,
everyone. As you can see, we've kind of changed this new feature on StreamYard. So your comments are now on the screen right here under there as if you're a little puppet. Oh, shit, that's cool.
yeah,
That would be really cool.
yeah, he's full of life. That one.
Yeah,
I
right.
think he is more Joe Staley than
Excuse my
Frank
French, by the
Gore
way.
as far as the personality at the watch party was concerned.
Yeah, I was going to
Obviously,
say,
George Staley just went all in. He was down watching the game with us,
yeah,
jumping up and down with us. He took
'cause-
photos with every single person that was in the place, autographed
Yeah.
everything. Whereas Frank was very reserved.
a
He
bit
was
more
very
reserved,
introverted,
which is understandable.
almost
It's
a
a lot
little
of
bit
people.
standoffish. But yeah, that
Yeah,
next
because
name,
ultimately, I
yeah,
think the name doesn't really matter. Although, obviously, there's some names that you absolutely want to meet and
yeah,
spend time with. But whoever the player, the alumni that comes is, if they're partygoers a bit like Joe Staley was, and kind of just watches the game as a Niner fan and share the experience and join in the fun and maybe some fireball and some other stuff that we do and the chants and stuff. Like, it doesn't really matter who it is. It's just going to be an incredible evening. I mean, it's going to be incredible no matter what. But I think it'll
Yeah.
add a bit more if the personality is right. And I
So
think that guy will
I've got a
be
feeling
amazing.
that the last name I put in this private chat for you to view, that's going to be the person that's going to join in the fireballs. In fact, that's the person that's going to buy everybody fireballs.
Yeah.
That-
Okay.
that- this
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
guy knows how to party, right? So that's going to be the
Yeah.
last name I put in there because I'm kind of warming you up. I'm treating you like a bit like a diesel engine. I need to warm you up before we get fully running here.
Brilliant.
So,
Yeah.
so
Sorry,
what
Chef
I'm going
Bogey.
to do, we are halfway through the show.
Halfway through the show.
So
Shall we?
I'm going to give a big bit of information now.
Yeah. Go
Okay?
on.
Yeah. So the game that is currently
Oh,
slated,
we're going straight for the game. Okay.
yeah, we're going to go for the game. I'm going to leave the venue until later. And when I say the venue, I mean the
I
whole
would have
city.
done the other. I would have done the other way around, but okay.
Would you? So should
Yeah,
go for the whole city, yeah?
I think so because
What does everybody
I
think
don't
in
know.
the chat? Do you want the venue
Oh yeah,
first? Or
tell us what you want in the chat.
do you want the
Let's.
venue first? And when I say venue, I mean whole city. Do you want the whole city
Yeah, do you want the
first?
city or
do you want the date first? Because I know
date, yeah.
people are eager to get the date because that's
wish-
what they're going to do with holidays.
I wish we could start polls. That's a shame we can't do that. Can we not start a poll? On no, you
So,
can't, can you?
venue, game, venue.
No.
From
Okay, so game first. So when
Venue.
venue first,
Venue.
venue, game, venue. I feel like venue is
I think
more at
it's
the
venue.
moment.
I think it's
Okay.
venue. Yeah.
This is edgelord behavior. Sorry, Gary. Sorry.
Edgelord
you know,
behavior. What's edgelord?
those-
I don't get it. That's gone straight over my head.
It's yeah, okay. It's a reference about edging, which is something
I'm going to have to look that one
very
up.
naughty and
Right,
for
so it
after-
looks as though venue.
an after dark
we've had
film.
we've had a couple
For
of
sure.
games come in there.
Oh, a lot of games. Oh, it's very even. It's very even.
It is,
I
isn't
think.
it? It is very even. So I think I'm going to go with venue.
After dark,
I think I'm going to go
indeed,
with
after
venue.
dark.
After darkly.
We can talk
Right,
about
okay.
this
So
just
venue,
after.
like I said, I keep on saying venue. What I mean is whole
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
Um,
Okay, let's do city.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think the venue. In fact, I know the venue's nailed on, but we're not allowed to tell anybody what the venue is yet. But I can tell you where the host city is. Okay, so I think it'll come as no surprise that the host city is going to be Sunderland.
Yep. Great city. Well, a city. Great city. I'm not sure, but
Okay, the real host city is going to be London. Okay, I don't think that comes as any surprise. I think it's been what the 49ers view as success. Obviously, it's absolutely been packed out every time we've been down to London. They've kind of getting the media that they wanted from that, the social media posts, or the line alongside the outside of whichever venue it was when we've been down there. So I think London, that's kind of tipped the hat to go there. But I must admit, when both me and Paul spoke to the 49ers about this, there was two other cities involved. We took it under advisement on one of them, went out, put some feelers out to people that lived in that city, asked about how this is going to be received, because I didn't know. And these were people that aren't connected to NFL. So we went out and asked their opinion, and we relayed that information back. So I'm not sure whether or not that was a deciding factor in where they chose. But something else that was interesting that came out of the whole process, and it's something that neither Paul nor myself knew about, but there's a lot of pressure that comes from the NFL onto the organisation about where, when, or how they do stuff, which came as a bit of a surprise to both Paul and I. We thought it was basically a completely autonomous decision by the 49ers. And largely, I think they would say it is, but they do listen to what the NFL suggests as well. So the NFL had kind of suggested some locations and some games for various different reasons. And obviously the 49ers need to listen to that. So this year, again, we're going back to London. I think, I mean, every time I go down to London, yes, I enjoy it. And yes, I've got a hell of a journey to get down there because of train strikes and rail works. This year it's going to take somewhere in the region of 4.5 hours. So it's not on my doorstep. So I do agree that a lot of people might be disappointed, especially our friends over the border, over Hadrian's Wall there up in Scotland. I'm saying it's a long journey for me. Add another 2 to 3 hours on for some of those guys, potentially more depending on where they come from. Obviously we've got members up in Aberdeen. That's one hell of a journey from Aberdeen down to London, depending on how you take it. You might come down on the train, you might come down on the plane. But this year, we are back in London, baby. So that is the host city. So before we go into a little bit more NFL, I'm just going to have a look, see how many names I've put in there. I think I've only put 2 names in there so far, haven't I?
You have. Do you want to give us the venue? You know that? We know that, right?
I'm not allowed to give out the venue yet.
Okay.
I do know what the venue is.
It's
so
not
if you
nailed down, is
recall,
it?
I think it was about 2 years back. The NFL had an arrangement with a group of bars, 2 of them which we've already been to.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the same family of bars, but I think there's about 6 of those bars, all in London, all within like the centre of London. So I don't know which one it's going to be, but I would guess. I would guess I know which one it is. It's going to be one from that brand of bars, but yeah, we can't actually give that information out yet.
Yeah, so my take on it, and as much as I've been very vocal about this for many years before, I hate London. I do not like spending any kind of time in that city. It doesn't gel with me at all. And every time I've got a gig down there, I have the gig itself is fine, but I just don't like being in the city. So for me, it was always like, oh, no, not London. But I completely understand why this happened, and especially when, as you said, the 49ers tell us like it's not just us deciding, oh, let's do it, in Leicester because it's in the middle. There is some pressure from the NFL for the event to be a success. The NFL is a entertainment machine, and they do not take failure as an option. And then they will put every ball they can in their camp for everything that they do that has their name on it or something that's associated with them to be an absolute success. And we talked about this a lot when Lee and I were in Vegas with, at the time, I forgot his name now, with Nick at the time. And it's something that we saw there, and kind of became apparent that most of us fans down on the ground watching football don't realize how much of effort is put into making everything they do an absolute success and a perfect story. So London makes sense, and as you see, our Danish friends, it's not just, oh, let's get to Glasgow and then everybody from Scotland can attend. If we're in London, we're also attracting a bunch of people from Europe, from Ireland, because it's easy to get to. And the links to get to are easy, whether it's by train or by plane or whatever. Even if you're in Glasgow, you can just fly to London. And I know it's a cost, and I know it's not ideal. You'd be much rather going down the street and going to your watch party. But the reality is, if we do it in London, there's the chances of it being successful and busy and full is a lot higher than doing it almost anywhere else. And that is why they keep choosing that city for the past 2 years anyway. So
yeah, I would like to say that wasn't the case, but it is. That is definitely the case that it is much more successful.
And I understand points like Ian is making. It is more expensive, and it is not for everyone, and it is an absolute pain to get to sometimes, depending where you are. And the hotels are horrendously expensive. And as I said, I don't particularly like being in that city. But when you iron out and you average all of the cons and the pros massively outweigh all of the cons. And
so
For it to be a
Just on
success, you
Ian's
make.
point there, I mean, so I've booked my hotel tonight, and my hotel, I could have had the hotel for 2 nights for £220, which I think
Which
is
is a
very
lot of
good.
money for some people.
It is, but in the grand scheme of things, when you look at a budget type hotel elsewhere, you are paying pretty much the same price.
Yeah, it's not going to be far off no matter what.
And
That's
obviously,
true.
the Saturday night is considerably more expensive than the Sunday night. I think the Sunday night, if you were just going down for that one night, so travelling down Sunday morning, I think the cost for the room that night was £65. So
Yeah.
there was a premium put on the Saturday night. And as far as dodgy is concerned, yeah, I get what you're saying. Everywhere's dodgy. Doesn't matter where you go, everywhere's dodgy. I spend a lot of time in London. I don't particularly see any issues down in London. I know you hear it on the news all the time.
Honestly,
so I completely
if there
understand
is
why you'd think that.
if there is going to be 100 of 49ers final together, I don't think you'll run into many problems.
Yeah, and I mean,
you know,
it's
I
like
get it.
we all tend to get hotels in roughly the same area, so we
Yeah.
all do end up coming out the venue together.
All together. Yeah.
There's a lot of people on the tube, but yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to diminish what you're saying, Ian. Completely understand where you're coming from. It's a shame that you can't go to the meetup because I think it will be another good night. As long as we finally win one, it'll be another good night. But yeah, so sorry, I just saw Richard's comment there. Maybe's not. Those that know me know I like to drop little subtle hints in. So I'm going to put this next name in. You know what?
Juice is only in the
Not a single
confession.
person. Not a single person has noticed that one of our ex-players is in the chat, and I invited him along because his name
No,
may or may not have been on that list.
It's right here. It's right here.
All right, here we go. Name
Oh, did you give me
number 3.
another name? Okay. We're at 41, so I think in 42, so I think 3 more minutes and we can talk about more stuff. No way. That would be amazing. Love that guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely
There's
love
some
that
guys. There's some guys you look at. I mean, it's quite funny. Last year, I mean, we gave bouncer duties to both Neil and Brett to make sure Frank Gore was okay when he went downstairs and didn't get jumped on by a load of people, didn't get harassed or anything like that. Do you think that third name is going to need anybody helping him out?
I don't think so, no. I don't think so. They'll definitely make the place less dodgy. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's a hint and a half, that one. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a hint and a half.
definitely.
I've got 2 names left on here, and for
2
me,
names, okay.
Yeah, for me, these 2 names are probably.
Let's go
higher
back
up.
quickly.
If we're gonna
Somebody
rank
asked. Let's talk about something else for a bit whilst we milk
Let's
this
go
clock
for it.
and this watch hours and this content. I'm just trying to find the. I should have started because you can do that. Somebody asked who should start against the Cardinals, and I think it's a valid question.
Who should start what position?
A quarterback, obvious. Yeah, it's obvious because I read it. I can't find it. So, the question was who should start a quarterback. I'm assuming that means Brock is healthy. So I think there's 2 scenarios, right? And let's say Brock is healthy enough to play the game, but not 100%. Who would you rather start? Because to me, and I think we'll agree on this, if Brock is 100%, Brock should start.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Right. So the question is now, is Brock not quite 100%? Let's say it's about anywhere between 60 and 80%. Who should start, in your opinion?
That's a difficult question. That is a difficult question. So my first reaction was, if Brock is healthy enough to play, regardless of whether or not he's 100%, he gives us more chance to win. That's my first thought. But then I've immediately gone to, Mac Jones played really well against the Saints. So much. I mean, we all voted him our MVP of the game. That's how
we
well
did.
he played. And the risk to Brock because of the injury, I mean, he's going to be pushing off on that toe every time he makes a throw. I would be very hesitant to do it. And even if we lose one game, if we lose this game on Sunday, which I don't want us to do because it's on my birthday, but if we lose this game, season's not over after one game.
True.
We can still end up going 16-1 and getting the number 1 seed. So this one game, in the grand scheme of things, even though it's a divisional game, is not going to define our season. If we put Brock in there, who's 95% fit, and he ends up re-injuring that toe, and then he's out for 6 to 8 weeks, that will define our season.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think until we are 100% sure that Brock is fully fit and 100% and nothing less, I would start Mac Jones. I think he was more than serviceable. And let's not forget, this is probably his first game since last year when he was at the Jags, which was kind of a horror show. Obviously played preseason, but what does that mean in this day and age? I think a full speed game, and we kind of saw it. The first few drives were a bit, oh my god, this is going to be a long game, and then he kind of settled in and looked really good on some drive, and the 85-yard that we had to score a touchdown, he was absolutely perfect, especially on third down. So, yeah, I think, and I agree with JDX, unless Brock is for sure, and I'm not saying, oh, maybe he's okay. If he's for sure 100%, I would start Mac Jones until Brock is back. And you alluded to the reason is it's only week 3. It's fine if we lose a game. Like, it's not the end of the world. If we're in December and game matters a bit more, we're having a different discussion. But at this moment in time, and because our bye is week 14, let's not forget that we have a lot of football to play until we can actually rest.
It's a long way to get.
It's a long way to go.
Which also has us a little bit worried, but if we can get there in good shape, then obviously we're going to enter the playoffs a little bit less tired than all of our rivals. So yeah, I agree with that, mate. So I'm going to stick this 4th name in here. So we're getting to the business end of the party animal. So this one, I think you'll like this one as well. Excuse me. Are you ready for this one?
Sorry, I'm muted.
So
yes,
this one, I'm going to give the position away. Not that anybody else is going to be able to guess this, but this is the wide receiver.
What? Nah, surely. Nah. Really?
So we're going to be spoiled for choice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like I said, at the moment,
AJ Jenkins, what?
Yeah. I'm going to caveat it with, these have been approached to come over.
Yeah, okay.
So there's nothing set in stone yet.
None of those names is a sure thing. I mean, that's some great names. This is crazy. It's crazy names.
There's definitely some personalities there. Some personalities that I think will fit in well with the UK fan base. And it's one of the things that both Paul and I had mentioned to the 49ers. When we went over the lessons learned from last year, we said, look, Frank was unbelievable. Everybody wanted Frank there. But there was a little bit disappointment because he wasn't Joe Staley-esque. He didn't really join in with the group as much as what Joe did.
Yeah, I mean, Joe
find this happy balance.
Joe set a really high bar, didn't he? It's one of them guys. It could be Ronnie Bell, could be Dante Pettis. It could be any of those. Yeah.
So we heading up there. We've done 15 minutes already, you know.
We have,
Guys,
it goes really fast.
Well, hanging in there.
You are.
I have my fun. So
okay, so one more name, and then we can probably announce when, and then we can talk about that for a bit, and then
so I think
hour.
Once we announce when, we need to talk about that song. I'm going to quickly show you this 5th name, and for me, this is the name I think. I really hope this person turns around and says, yes,
Okay.
I'll do this, because I think he's going to party with us. And I
Okay.
think he's
Yeah.
going to party hard with us. Right? The whole fireball thing, yeah, he's going to be down for this.
Fireball thing.
I
Yeah.
think you're going to like this name. Are you ready for
I mean,
this
I
one?
like all those names, so it's a
Yeah.
given. But yeah, let's see it. Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
get the vibe?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I have so many questions to ask this guy as well.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
You can just see the headlines in the paper the day after. Former
Yeah,
NFL star arrested,
Yeah.
drunk and disorderly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I'm in the same boat as Paul, I think it's going to be very, very difficult for me to make it, just purely because I've got a baby coming very soon, and so yeah, that's going to be difficult. But you never know. You never know. I might be able to just go down real quick to London, come back the day after, go real quick, see what happens. But I don't have my hopes too high. I hope I can make it. I haven't made a watch party in forever. I was on tour. I was away. I
Last
missed.
one was the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the last one was the Super Bowl in Leeds. Yeah, and then I missed Joe Staley. I missed Franco. I was
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to make one. And if they're one of those 5 names, I'll be very happy to be here.
Okay, I'm going to give the date now. I'm going to give the
Thank you,
date,
Jamie.
because then we can talk about the game. we can
Brace
talk
yourself,
about what this
everyone.
means.
Thank you very much, Alec.
So actually, before I give the date, I'll tell you which one we actually turned down. So we were asked our opinion. The first team that was given to us as an option was the New Orleans Saints. So
It's
last
that
Sunday's
one
game.
last week. It was last week. We had a great time.
Yeah, surprise, we've had it.
Yeah, it was just the 4 of us.
When we were given that, I'm trying to think how far back. I think this was the back end of July. Shoot, it was the back end of July.
Something like that,
Straight away,
yeah.
I thought, well, we're only 5-6 weeks away now, and these are just options, which means you're a good few weeks away at least to actually choosing a game, by which time it'll be 2-3 weeks away. So we kind of ruled that one out. We said, no, you can't do that. It's just not enough notice. And now we find ourselves in the position we are. So the game for this year is October the 12th. The game against the Buccaneers. So we're back in London
Games
for
against
October
the
the 12th,
Bucks.
the 6 o'clock kickoff against Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's right.
So this is interesting, because this is going to be, 3 times now, because we had the gold mine game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've had the Buccaneers before, haven't we? Or
I
have
can't
we
remember.
not?
During
No,
watch
actually,
party.
I don't think we did.
No, because the Joe Steady one was the
That's right.
Browns, and then
That's
Franco
right.
was what?
So
Falcon?
this will be the second one, technically the second one, because obviously we
Technically
had
the
the
second
gold
one.
mine. We classed that as the kind of it wasn't a watch party, it was a meetup. It was a 49th UK meetup, but obviously that was across in Levi's. So yeah, I mean, this is going to bring back memories for all of those at the gold mine. I think out of all the games that were put to us, this is probably the toughest opponent, if I'm honest. But again, they asked us what success looks like. And I ran a poll by stealth. So I don't know if you can remember this poll. So this poll, I think I ran back in May or June. And I asked the question, what would you rather have from a watch party? A complete blowout win where we stomp all over somebody?
Yes.
Or a closely fought win? And
Yes.
the vast majority said a closely fought win. So again, we passed on that information. The group had spoken, the majority had spoken, and this is what they come up with. They wanted to see an exciting game, back and forth, that we come out as winners.
I
Because
think
it's
we're going to
much
smash
more-
them.
Sorry?
But I think we're going to smash them.
I think we're going to smash them as well.
I don't think they can
but
hold. They can
are
hold
the
with
toughest
us.
opponent. So the
Their
other
defense is
teams that were
terrible.
in the frame was the Giants game. Yeah.
That would have been cool, but it's MetLife. That's risky, isn't it?
Yeah,
We know what
so-
happens in our stadium.
The Giants game was one. We'd asked about the Texans game, but I think the Texans game is the one that's going to be the United Arab Emirates game.
Yeah, because there's that too, isn't it? They're trying to juggle a bunch of things. I mean, ultimately, the NFL's in London. There's a game at Tottenham, is it that weekend?
It is. So again,
it
going
makes
back to what the
total
NFL
sense.
said,
Yeah.
the NFL kind of put a little bit pressure on. And when I say pressure, they suggested it would be beneficial to both the 49ers and the NFL if they had it that weekend when the International Series game was on.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of makes sense. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, in terms of like success and putting all the best chance in your camp and all that kind of stuff. It just makes sense that it all happens in one time in one place. Especially with all the expansion they're doing, the Go Madrid game and a Dublin game and Munich, and they're trying to expand to the EU, and they're doing Brazil, and they're doing. You can't try and spread yourself too thin too fast, otherwise you might overcome people. At least it's just kind of like it's a cohesive stuff. It makes total sense to have it as part of the whole NFL London experience, and you can work with NFL UK and all that team and whatever they do to try and promote and show and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure we'll have TV and Sky Sport and all that kind of stuff turning up and showing us during the game if that's the one they decide to put on. Because it's possible that's what the NFL is going to push for as well. And, all that kind of stuff. It all sort of tally and connect together and to make one big media thing that makes sense. So,
yeah, and I think Gary makes a good point here. And it's a point both Paul and I have made, that we will have fans who won't be able to make it because they're going to be at the International Series game. Obviously,
what is the game?
Time we did this. Sorry, where's the game?
It's
at Tottenham.
No, yeah, but what game is it?
The Giants. Is it the Giants?
No idea.
Don't know.
Somebody will know and tell us. Yeah, tell us in the chat which game it is. Broncos Jets. Oh, okay. Ooh. A good game. That could be a game on a wire, though. I mean, there's that thing, but hopefully they'll be taken in consideration in terms of space and cap and all that. That even if you're a little bit late, you can still get in. Hopefully we've learned from previous years, and they've learned from previous years, and we can address all that. Ultimately, whatever scenario you choose, whatever date you choose, some people are always going to be, oh, well, I can't do that week, or I can't do this, or it's the wrong place for the wrong time.
Please everybody all the time.
So,
and it goes back to exactly what the 49ers see as success. What success looks like to them is having the venue full. The venue will be full. It's just that not everybody's going to have the opportunity to go, unfortunately, because people will go to the International Series game. I know those who wait until the very end before leaving, which you would do when you pay so much for a ticket.
Right.
Didn't make it into the main venue, but they went to the overflow venue. The problem with that is the overflow venue didn't have an alumni there, didn't have any giveaways there. It was basically a pub with the game on, and that was it. So it was a big letdown. But having said that, the people who didn't get in weren't going to London purely for the watch party. They were going to London for the International Series game. The watch party happened to be a bonus that was on, that hopefully they could make it. Again, I'm not trying to downplay anybody's disappointment, because I get it. I get it.
So we got a couple of questions. Shall we?
Yeah.
Shall we answer that?
Tickets.
When can we get
tickets? Once the tickets are ready,
this is the same.
Is it a paid event, Lee?
So when and how much, basically?
No, we believe there will be a similar area to last year. So we believe there'll be a VIP area. I think general admission tickets will be free, but I think you'll have to register for those tickets. When they are available, members of the 49er Faithful UK will get first choice of those tickets. We will get that link 24 hours in advance of anybody else, so before it goes on general release. we'd mentioned to the 49ers about the fact that last year's venue went and advertised it prior to anybody else knowing about it. So they're going to make sure who they go with this year, they don't do the same thing. So they're going to make sure the chosen venue this year doesn't.
So will there be VIP tickets if there is two separate area, whatever how that works?
So I'm not sure if it'll be two separate areas or whether or not they do what they did back in the, what was it, the Broadleaf?
Broadleaf, I think,
yeah, it was the Broad something, where they actually kind of cordoned off an area. I mean, that was a tiny VIP area. It could be they do that, depending on what the layout of the venue's like.
Yeah.
If it's a split venue, they might do that, or a room within the venue. All depends on what it looks like, really. Any hotel recommendations?
As for hotel, so obviously it's really difficult because London is such a sprawling city. Yeah, but yeah, try and go central, near a tube station-ish, centrally, and then go for whatever you can afford. If you want to splash on a 5-star and treat yourself and you can afford it, go for it. I would say, try and stay within the confine of the city. Don't start wandering outside, unless, because it's just going to cost you an absolute arm and a leg in taxis to get in and out, especially at the time that the whole thing is going to finish, because usually this watch party, and no one is tied to, but we'll watch the game at 6 o'clock, which finishes around about 9:30, and then hopefully then the party starts, and some people are going to start dancing and drinking, but some other people are just going to watch the 9 o'clock game into the night until midnight. So like the bar will probably close at about 1, I would imagine, maybe 2, depending where it is.
No, I think last year it closed at 11:30.
11:30, right? Okay,
Yeah,
so you can't even watch the end of the game.
Before midnight.
Whenever the second game is finished, right? It
might have been actually, yes.
Yeah,
yes, I think that's the agreement. It might have been 12:30, not 11:30.
So Sam's asking venue area again. We don't know. Could be anywhere, but it's in London. But yeah, just
London's a big place.
London is a big place, but tubes run almost all night. So wherever you are, as long as you're fairly central, you'll be able to get there within, half an hour, depending where you choose and where the venue ends up. Or just wait a little bit, and price might go up a bit, of course, if that's something you can afford, or not wait. Yeah, I think this is probably a good choice. It's a travel lodge, so it'll be pretty cheap. It's on the bank, so
cheap.
It's pretty central on the bank, and then you're probably going to be around the area that you'll end up, or if you're not, you'll be close to a tube station to jump on and go across. So I would say do that.
So I'm very hopeful that by the end of next week there'll be an official announcement from the 49ers.
I think that's really important for the day after the official Dishoom breakfast, which has become some kind of a tradition.
After a watch party.
Yeah, it's become a bit of a.
Get more people in than last year. I think last year we had 24 people.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we had 24 people at Dishoom.
Definitely, call and ask for a discount if you're going to bring that many people in. Do you need to ask, Neil? Do you really need to ask? Yeah, it's going to happen for sure. If there is one nearby, hopefully. But yeah, any other questions? Any other questions? If you guys have some, I can tell you the 5 names that Lee has given me are incredible people. I think any of those would be an absolute joy to spend an evening with and watch Niners football with. But yeah, keep the guesses coming, and we'll announce it as soon as we have a definite answer. But yeah, unfortunately, and this is true. I just saw this on Discord. We're not going to be able to have a massive Palmo party because the Palmos in London are just not a thing. So that's a shame. So we're going to have to at some point organize an unofficial or an official 49ers Faithful UK watch party somewhere in the northeast, whether it's Middlesbrough. we'll have to do it and order about 50 Palmos for everyone. Um,
Is it the same date as the Yorkshire Watch Party? No, it's not. So Seb had to change that because they were double booked.
mm.
So I think he's changed that to the Texans. Is it the Texans the week after? It is. It's the 5 o'clock kickoff. He's changed that to the Texans.
Oh, it's the 5 because of the clocks.
Yeah, it's changing.
That's good. That's a good one to do, to be fair. But yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, with it being 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll quite happily drive down to that one and drive home.
Absolutely not, Sam. It won't be because you know what happens when it comes
I mean,
playoff
we're gonna have
time
the
and
NFC
Super Bowl
Championship game,
time.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Do not assume this. We're going all the way, and there will be official watch party for all of the playoff games.
So as far as regular season is concerned, Sam, I think that's right.
Yes, for the regular season.
We've missed the opportunity now to have 2 regular season watch parties purely because we've now got the marketing rights in the United Arab Emirates. Obviously, they're having a watch party out there. I believe they had a watch party in Mexico already. And obviously, they have one in London. So that team is putting in the miles and putting in the money as well. So, yeah, I think it's going to be 1 regular season watch party.
So, Neil, that's a really good question, and it's something we've been talking about, and we've been waiting for this watch party to be announced because the plan, and I believe I'm going to put you on the spot here, Lee, but I think the plan is to try and meet before somewhere else, potentially close by, to do a 49er Faithful UK event when we can just all meet each other because the group has grown quite drastically over the past 2-3 years, and there's some people that I haven't met that I've been talking online and joining in chats and being on being on Discord and on the game thread and essentially being best mates, and I haven't actually met in person.
Yeah.
So the idea was to try and make this happen so all those people that have been talking together for a long time can meet and also meet new people. All the people that are lurking and reading the messages and watching and not commenting, because there is a lot of them, and they're as valuable as all the people that are on the forefront of all the chats. And then so we can meet us, all the admin team, because there's a few of us, can meet all of these people and mingle and try and make the group even more of a family by meeting each other face to face, because we're all super nice and we all like being in each other's company as well as watching Nines together. So we'll see what that looks like. We're going to look into it. Hopefully we can do it. Maybe we can use one of the hotels that's nearby and use a function room or something. So we can all just hang around the bar, have a few drinks, and meet before the official party starts. Hopefully we can do that. That would be really, really cool. I'm not saying it will happen, but we're going to try and make it happen if we can. So yeah, we can all meet and it'll be cool. It'll be cool to be all together and without watching football, because there's that too. It's a watch party, right? So you're supposed to watch the game, and it's sometimes really difficult because you're catching up with friends and you're talking. I have had lengthy conversation with Gary about college ball during halftime and stuff, and then you get back to the game, but you want to talk more about college ball, or you want to talk more about something else that you have in common with somebody else, and you can't really do it if the game's on and you score a touchdown because the place goes crazy. I thought he was going to get naked. I think we're lucky that he hasn't yet, to be completely honest.
I don't have a single jersey of the 5 people I put in there. So there's a hint. There's a hint for you. So I don't know how you're going to do this. Go into the photos of me in the group. Have a look at the thumbnail, see which jerseys I'm wearing. I'm definitely not wearing a jersey of one of these players. And
No.
my voice is starting to go now. And
Yeah, it's been
over the hour,
an hour and 10.
minutes.
Yeah. This
So I leave you with one last thought. I appreciate the date isn't for everybody's liking, or the venue, which I am very sorry about. Again, we act as advisors only, give our opinion, and that's it. Ultimately, it'll come down to the 49ers, and as you're aware, part of that decision actually comes down to the NFL as well, because they exert the pressure. So it is going to be the 12th. It's going to be against the Bucks. It's going to be in London. if you're going to be there, would love to meet you. As Nadgy said, if we can try and get something arranged beforehand, what you tend to find is a 49er Faithful UK meetup tends to be a lot more informal than an official watch party. There's a lot less pressure on people. It's a lot more relaxed atmosphere. Whereas when you get to the watch party, everybody's going there with expectations. You're going to see the alumni. There's going to be stuff happening. Raffles,
giveaways,
that type of stuff. So kind of, it does. It kind of takes your focus away from actually speaking to people. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
It's supposed to be a
Very
social
tiring.
event. So what I would say is, don't forget to talk to people. There could be people that's watching this today that may turn up and all they want to do is sit and watch the game. If that's the case, that's fine. Do that.
Totally fine.
But what I would say is, do reach out to people. Nobody's going to be scary. Just talk to people. We're all there for exactly the same reason, for our love of the 49ers. And you never know, the person you talk to might end up being your best friend for life, and you end up going out to Levi's to share costs to make it affordable. So don't miss the opportunity, because we are a good community. We've had one or two in the group in the past that didn't suit the group, I'll say. But 99% of the people are great. So just bear that in mind.
Yes.
Any last thoughts, Nadgy?
Yes, of course, this is the official watch party. It doesn't mean you can't do your own watch party wherever you are, however you want, on whatever game you want. It can be just inviting people over just to watch a game in your house. I know Kev doesn't live too far away from me, so if Kev wants to come to my house to watch a game, that's totally cool. Just let me know. I've got a big projector and it's really cool. I know Seb Chandler is organizing a massive Yorkshire barbecue. I think it's on a Texans game, as you said. That's going to be awesome, and I'm sure there's going to be upwards of 30, 40 people maybe turning up. So that's going to be completely awesome and a lot less informal, but awesome in a different way than the official watch party is. But don't be afraid. Reach out, go on Discord, go on Facebook, and say, hey, I'm thinking of going there and watch the game. Anybody wants to join me? And I appreciate the company. And you might just end up with 2, you might end up with 12. You don't know. So it's really cool. But do it. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and go and watch Niners together and be together. So, anybody can turn up at my house. It's totally cool. For the next 2 weeks. After that, there's going to be a baby, and it's going to be a bit more difficult. No, my house is open to anyone that's around, and let me know. It's totally cool if you want to come and watch football. That's fine. I don't mind. I love having company watching football. Organize your own stuff, and then hopefully I can make the watch party. I'm going to try. It's the 12th. Hopefully the baby's about 2 weeks old at that point, and I might be able to escape from one night. It's going to be difficult, but I'm going to try. And we'll see. But do your stuff. Come down to watch party. Sorry you had to wait this long. Sorry it's not before the tickets will be on sale this time and all that stuff. But this is when we got the information. This is what we're giving you. And as soon as we get more, we'll tell you. We never keep anything from you unless we are told to. And so, yeah.
That was more than a few words, Nadgy.
Yeah, it was. I always do this. I'm terribly sorry.
War
I'm
and
rambling.
Peace.
All right. I'm rambling.
Right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope I haven't strung you along too long. I hope you're not too disappointed, and I hope to see a lot of you down in London on the 12th of October. So the only thing that's left to say is stay safe and go Niners.
Go Niners.
We love the San Francisco 49ers deep in our heart. Like Joe Montana in the corner, D. Clark. Garrison Hurst, stiff farm going 99. Don't get it twisted, one and all with prime time. John Taylor, Jerry Rice down the